Welcome to my YouTube channel Math Hub. In this channel, you'll be learning so many concepts on mathematical topics, and let's focus on today's video. We will be learning how to calculate the total sum of the internal angles of a polygon in a short way. So let's focus on the video. This is a triangle. The basic polygon we all know, a polygon with 1, 2 and 3 sides. This is a quadrilateral. What is a quadrilateral? Quadrilateral is a polygon with 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. Tri means 3, quad means 4. Tri means 3, quad means 4. What are these numbers? This number signifies the number of sides in the polygon. So we can see in triangle there are 3 sides, that's why it is known as triangle. In quadrilateral there are 4 sides, that's why it is known as quadrilateral. I hope you guys have understood what is this figure called. This is also a quadrilateral because it is having 4 sides. Another thing we need to know, that is, in a quadrilateral, number of vertices is equal to number of sides. So we can see there are 1, 2 and 3 sides in a triangle. Let's name those A, B and C. And there are 4 sides and 4 vertices in a quadrilateral. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's name this one to P, Q, R and S. Let's just write it clearly, S. And this is also a quadrilateral and it must have 4 vertices as well as 4 sides. Another thing we need to note is that the number of internal angles must be equal to the number of sides. Number of internal angles must be equal to number of sides or vertices, whatever you want to say. So we can see in a triangle there are 3 vertex or 3 vertices. So there must be 1, 2 and 3 internal angles. In a quadrilateral there are 1, 2 and 3 and 4 sides. So there must be 1, 2, 3 and 4 internal angles. This is another quadrilateral. It must have 1, 2, 3 and 4 internal angles. So if there is a polygon with number of sides equal to 10, so number of internal angles will be also 10. So this is a small thing you also need to remember. So if there is a polygon with sides 12, the number of internal angles will also be 12. This is the second thing you need to remember while solving these kind of sums. So, to calculate the sum of the internal angles of a polygon, we need to remember the value of the sum of the internal angles of a triangle, and if you want, you can remember the quadrilateral also. There are 3 internal angles in a triangle. Let's name them angle A plus angle B plus angle C. The sum of these 3 internal angles is 180 degree. That is, these 3 angles are having the sum value of 180 degree. Now move on to the quadrilateral PQRS. If we add these 4 internal angles PQRS, we will be having the value of 360 degree. That is the sum of these 4 angles. Irrespective of any quadrilateral, the sum will be 360 degree. This is another quadrilateral. This will also be 360 degree. Now let's take another example of a triangle. If you see this triangle will also have the internal angle sum of 180 degree. I hope that's clear. Now let's focus on these 2 pictures. This is a pentagon. Pentagon means a polygon with 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 sides, as well as you can see 5 vertices. This is a hexagon with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 sides as well as 6 vertices. Now, how to calculate the sum of the internal angles? If I see there are 5 angles, I mean 5 internal angles. Let's name them A, B, C, D and E. If you see carefully and add or join these two non-adjacent vertices. What are non-adjacent vertices? The vertices which are not neighbor to each other. If this is a vertex, let me just point out some non-adjacent vertices here. A is the neighbor of B and E. So, A is having non-adjacent vertices of C and D. E is having neighbors of A and D. Therefore, the non-adjacent vertices of E must be B and C. I have joined E and B. So, if you see the picture carefully, this line has divided the pentagon into two different figures. Triangle ABE and quadrilateral. What is the name of the quadrilateral? BCDE. And in previous slide, we have seen what is the sum of the internal angles of a triangle? It is 180 degree, and quadrilaterals it is 360 degree. We will simply add these two up and we will be getting angle A plus angle B. This is not the addition symbol in here. Angle D plus angle E. It will be 180 degree plus 360 degree. That is 540 degree if I have done the calculations correctly. Now, how to calculate the sum of the internal angles of this hexagon? Again, I will follow the same process and join two non-adjacent vertices. If I do this, I will be getting a triangle and a pentagon. If you don't remember the internal sum of the pentagon, I'll do one thing. I'll simply join another two non-adjacent vertices. Now we can see this has been divided into three parts. One is a triangle, another one is a quadrilateral, another one is a triangle. We all know this is 180 degree, this is 360 degree, and this is 180 degree. If we add all of these, we'll be getting 720 degree, and this is the answer. So what is the sum of the internal angles of a hexagon? That is 720 degree. Now let's move on to some tougher sums. Now let's focus on this picture. This polygon is clearly having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 sides. So there must be 7 internal angles. And what is the sum of those 7 internal angles? Let's just remove it and do it in the way we have learned before. I'll simply join two non-adjacent vertices. We can see this has been divided into a triangle and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a pentagon. Let's just do another one. Now, this has been divided into one triangle, a quadrilateral, and another quadrilateral. We all remember these values. For triangle, it is 180 degree. For one quadrilateral, it's 360 degree. For another one, this is another 360 degree. If I add all of those, it must be 900 degrees. So I hope you guys have understood how to find the sum of the internal angles of any polygon. You guys can try at home a octagon and a polygon with 12 and 15 sides. That will be interesting. And for your information, every polygon is having the sum of external angles 360 degree. What is this? Sum of external angles. And if you guys want to solve it with the formula, there exists one formula, that is n minus 2 into 180 degree. What is n minus 2? Sorry, what is n? N is the number of sides. So if you go back to the examples, in a triangle, number of sides is 3. In a triangle, number of sides is 3. So this symbol is known as summation. Summation of angles here n is equal to 3. So we will substitute n with 3. So 3 minus 2 into 180 degree, that is equal to 180 degree. Sorry for the handwriting. I hope you guys have understood it. And let's see what is having the value for the quadrilateral. In quadrilateral, it will be n equals to 4. So this is 4 minus 2 into 180 degree. This is 360 degree. So with the formula, you can also do this. But to solve the MCQ, and if you don't remember the formula in case, you can use that method. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed and understood all the concepts of this video. Goodbye.